What is up, Panther Nation? Tough loss for the Cats tonight versus the Saints in the wildcard game, and was just, if you were like me, you were just yelling at the top of your lungs at the TV when they botched the call both on the reception at the end of the game, or the interception I should say, quote unquote, by Adams, that they called a catch, and then fumble, which amazes me that there was no evidence of any type of replay. And the one clip they showed of it showed that he was still putting the ball away. But the really garbage call that really sealed the deal for the Saints was that intentional grounding call they called on 2nd and 10 from the Saints 21, with the Panthers just moving the ball like it's nobody's business. So in order to have intentional grounding, you have to have 3 tenets. There has to be imminent pressure, which there obviously was. It has to be in a particular location, which that location is within the tackle box, which is defined by where the offensive line tackles line up. And then the last thing you have to have is you have to have no one in the immediate area, in other words, a wide receiver. So in this image right here that I got a still of from the game, you'll immediately notice right down here at the bottom, we have an eligible receiver. There's Burson right there. And now maybe if Cam had thrown the ball to the the band members over here in whatever this frou-frou section is that the Saints have, they could have called intentional grounding on that if he was in the tackle box, which I'll address in just a moment. But beyond that, you have an eligible receiver, Sunshine as I like to call him, aka Burson. For those of you that don't get the Sunshine remark, it's from Remember the Titans. But anyways, there's your eligible receiver right there. You have just right up here, as a great reference, the first down marker holder. He actually catches the pass and tosses the ball back in play so they can reset for the 3rd down. But this guy catches the ball. Burson is obviously in the immediate area. This official misses it entirely. But that does go to show, that just shows you that you do have a receiver in the area that the ball was thrown. And actually, Burson could have continued his route a little bit longer and made it less of a question of intentional grounding, but this is where he is in relation when the ball lands, and he's almost at a slow walk at this point because the ball was uncatchable. But you do have a receiver in the immediate area. If that's not enough, you don't have to have a receiver in the immediate area, as you can clearly see that from this next image that I pulled up. Here's your initial set. So I defined the tackle box according to the hash marks and stuff like that. So you have a pretty accurate frame of reference for where the tackle box is, and there's probably a good 6 to 12 inches outside of the tackles that I added. Excuse me. So as you'll see with the overlay, when we add the actual position and when Cam is releasing the ball, you can see that he's clearly outside of the tackle box. In fact, the defender is almost outside of the tackle box as well. He's got 1 foot in, which means if he's tackling Cam, he's Cam's probably another good, probably 2, 3, 4 feet outside of the tackle box. So, as you can see, folks, absolute garbage calls by the officials in the final moments of the Panthers game. Pushed them all the way back to the 34-yard line. So instead of throwing a line on a dart and having a much better chance of winning the ball game, or at least just going for a first down, they faced 3rd down, and I think it was 24 from the 34-yard line after this call was made. Totally ruined the game. But there's always next year, I guess, folks. And just wanted to prove to you that, yep, that was definitely a garbage call on both fronts. Eligible receiver in the area, and Cam's in the tackle, or Cam is outside of the tackle box, I should say. So there's your proof.